Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing today? I hope everybody is doing well today. I just got a delivery. So before we even get to that, I just got a delivery. I'm super happy because I've been waiting for this delivery like forever. Some of you know that I ran out of certain pencils in my Prismacolor. You would think with all the duplicates that I have with Prismas. So this is basically my Prismacolor delivery. So as you guys can tell, these were the pencils that I was out of, literally out of these pencils. So some of you may know this is the Prismacolors that I literally was out of. Permanent red. I had some skin tones I was out of. So some of you may know that I love my Prismas deeply. Deco Peach. Anything that I bought 3 of means that I'm totally almost out of it and I don't have anything in it. So we got some Prismacolors came in finally. Probably after the stream I will put these in and insert them in based on where my color chart is. So first thing I want to talk to you guys about is What Fury Brings by Theresa Levenseller. I tell you, I love this book. Normally when I get a pretty book like this, I get really disappointed because the cover is so pretty, it lures me in. I must say that I utterly am enjoying this enemies to lovers trope. This is so good. I've already read since the 3 days, in the 3 days that I've started it, I've read about 100 pages. If you want to see what the book looks like, this is the edges, but then you get a pretty, see when you unwrap the book jacket, which I love the book jackets, you get this pretty cover, which she's the main character, right? And then when you go to the back cover, you get this in there. I love edges like this that make the book so nice. And then you get the man. And so what this is about is Olara, who's a princess and a general. What happens is that in her kingdom, there's a lot of neighboring kingdom, but her kingdom in particular is matriarchal. And there's a shortage of men. There's not enough men. Her cousin has a harem of men, but what she wants is a particular husband of noble birth. So that way her children will be, but she's also competing with her cousin for the throne. So it's not automatically passed to the next oldest daughter. So, but in the next kingdom over, the king has 4 sons. So she wants the second born son because he's supposed to have a nice temperament. He's supposed to be easy to manage. And so when the book starts, she's fighting the king of the neighboring kingdom because they're fighting over territory. So what happens is that she humiliates him, basically. She beats him in the battle. She sends him back home, and he comes back home naked on a horseback ride. So it's really funny, but then she goes to a brothel with one of the other people to help her get him. So the second son and the first son are at a brothel. So he gets all upset when there's a certain woman asking for the second son because he goes and thinks, why is it he? Because he's the firstborn son after Nos. So at the Sos, or whatever the name is, because it's hard to say some of the names. So Olara tricks him thinking that she thinks she gets the second son, not realizing that she's getting the first son. So basically the first son switches places with his brother. So, he can get this woman, and it turns into quite a nightmare for him. I mean, literally, because he hates matriarchal societies. He thinks this is the worst thing to have ever happened to him. He's not used to being dumb. He's not used to being in a woman kingdom. And I've already read 100 pages of this. I must say that I absolutely am loving this. I highly recommend that if you get any Levenseller book, that this is the one. I think this may be her best written one. I did read The Shadows Between Us earlier in this year, but that was for book club. This was also picked by my fantasy club, and I must say, this is a really good book. I enjoy it a lot more than I thought I would enjoy it. So we got a Prismacolor delivery. Finally, they came. I waited about a good 2-3 weeks for these pencils. So, yeah, it just takes time. Sometimes you don't even realize. So we have 80s Mad Libs. That will be after we color. So today we're coloring an Autumn Harvest by Theresa Goodridge. I love these books. They're selling these for about $4 something. I'm hoping when I have money again that I can buy another set of the Lost Girl pencils. So I really want those pencils. And I had to really look for them the last time they were in stock. They were not so easy to find. Although I don't think they're here anymore. They want a Japanese name. So, I just have to go through my orders when I find them again, because I really love those pencils. So we've got Mad Libs today. So I hope you guys, after we color. So one of the things that has really been good for me is like lately I've just been so busy, trying to find a job. Then I, do housework, do this. I picked up a few extra hours over the last few weeks at work. So that was good. Things have been moving along pretty well. So I have a pen for the Mad Libs, should we need one. I was originally going to use different pencils than the ones I chose to do. I was going to use my Lyra Rembrandts today, but today, this was the one we did last time on stream, which I think a lot of you enjoyed. It was not that one. Well, that would make a nice one, I think. But it's a little too soon for Halloween. I mean, yeah, it's going to be Halloween soon, but I think I want this one with trees, houses, particularly more intricate one. I mean, all of these are really nice. I can't say that I don't dislike these. So today I'm bringing out something that I normally don't color with. So, I normally don't do that. And I did put a disclaimer down there. So someone asked me, where do you get your artist pencils? And I will say, honest to God, I get them at where do I get them? I get them through Blix, because Blix has a really solid pencil place. So I had even forgotten I had these, because it's been so long since I've had to use these pencils. The Blix, the Pablos, but I don't use them because they're a little bit like on the what the Holbeins are now to me. Expensive. Yeah, they are expensive, but they're well worth the price. And they sharpen really nicely. You know what I mean? You can use a lot of different pencils, but these are like some of my... And these go on really nice. And I tend to sharpen my pencils a lot. So, I know it's morning time, and I know when kind of dizzy, but my mother went to the Magic Castle. Now, you guys don't know what that is if you don't live in California, but it's supposed to be a really amazing experience, but it is expensive to go there. And you have to usually go with a group. And plus, there's a really, what do they call it? A dress code. So you have to dress really, really nice when you go there. Like, they'll tell you the dress code that is required if you go there. It is expensive to go, but I know a lot of people like it. The Magic Castle gives you like the most amazing food. So this is brown on the Pablos. We might not do Mad Libs. We might be too tired, but I'm hoping we can do some. Don't worry, I'll read you the rules on how we do Mad Libs. If you guys want to do them or not, it's up to you. I love doing Mad Libs. They're always a fun thing for us to do. Plus, it practices our vocabulary skills. I am really happy my friends came. They usually do, and if they don't come within a certain amount of time, usually I can always call up like and say, you know, I didn't get them, and then I'll get my money back. But I'm absolutely 100% pleased. This morning, you know, I got up early because my mother got up early. So then I had to make the coffee really early. You know, on weekends I sleep in late, but almost every day I wake up really early, like 6, 7 a.m. I don't know what that is attributed to. I'm an early riser normally, but today I didn't want to get up for whatever reason. I know, I chose a difficult one to do. I don't know why I think of this. I was thinking of doing something else originally, but this one called to me. I don't know why. Hello to the one person in the chat. So let me just say to somebody, I am doing that. Yeah, people said they haven't been getting the notifications when I go live. So we are using our Pablos first because I haven't used these very often. No, somebody just beeped me. So we're coloring this. So I was really happy with what the fantasy club picked. I wasn't there because I wasn't feeling good that day. So you know how it goes. You know, when you don't feel well, your body doesn't do as well as it should do. So then we get green in there. So we are coloring this with it. See, I like to, when I'm doing a whole new picture, I should have put these all in the same direction, but I didn't. So there's a problem for me when you don't put them in the same way. figuring out what color should be the green leaves. Someone asked me, why do I like these? These actually kind of are an interesting pencil to me because they're not like other pencils, you know what I mean? They're kind of like more, I would say that these are more what I thought the Prismas should be like. What I meant by that is that the Prismas have a lot of color in them, but I think the green, what is this, olive? Yeah, I think for me, the reason why I like these is even though they're more expensive than the Prismas, I think a lot of people think, oh, because they're Prismas, they should have better. The thing about the Prismas is that they're thin pencils, and they're really supposed to be softer pencils. Some people say they don't like them. Here's the truth. I like the Prismas, but they're more supposed to be a layering pencil, and a pencil you layer colors with than straight color. When I think of straight color, I think more of like Crayolas for straight color or something like a Polychromos. Holbeins you can straight color too. But what I like about Holbeins and I don't know if this is an ocean. And I'll say this, what I like about these is that they have a brilliant payout. They're not like Mhm. See, and this is olive, which is more like a fall color when I think of leaves changing color. Like this will be all green here. These will all be green, but this will be different greens. You know what I mean? I think a fall is a really nice time for the year. It's such a pretty time. Excuse me while I get something to drink. Mhm. Sorry, guys, I got something to drink. This takes a while to do it. So let me sharpen that. So let me sharpen these because this is like one of those, these pencils are not as sharp as they could be. I know. I spent so much time setting up everything today. I had to take out garbage. I had to take out recyclables. You take out so much stuff. You don't even realize how much stuff that we produce as human beings. And on, that is my coffee. I microwaved it up, so it'll be nice and hot. I used the house blend from Aldi's. Aldi's is a grocery here, and they have their own store brands and stuff. Which I must say, their store brands are quite excellent. So I have a lot of coffee products in my house. So I enjoy good coffee. My favorite coffee is pumpkin spice latte, of course, during the season. But I don't get it a lot because it's kind of expensive. I don't like how expensive things have gotten with the tariffs. maintain heat. I enjoy coffee. It's one of my only things I enjoy. Someone asked me, what sharpener do I like? In the beginning, I didn't really like this sharpener because the points were too high. But now I really love this sharpener. And I did find my graphite pencil. So, you know what I do is I put the graphite pencil in there and it keeps the points nice and sharp. Why this house is so cold, but it is cold in this house. I guess I'm going to have to change the temperature. My mother did change the temperature on this house. So, did any of you guys ever have, what is it called? Sinus infections? Much better for me. So I want to color this. Make this really nice. So which books do you want to see me color in? I always like to know what you guys want to see me color in, if I have them. I don't have every book, so I have a lot of books. So keep that in mind. I'm thinking maybe at the beginning of next year, after we clear some books out. I'm also thinking of gifting maybe my nieces some of my more childish books that I have in the collection. Like I got the Manga Girl special, another Manga Girl. I'm not crazy about it, actually. It was a Color in Heaven special. I'm not exactly crazy. Oh, they do that in the mornings, Michelle. Doggies like to do that in the mornings. They like to take their time. My brother's dog Alice does that too. Sometimes he wants to take a long walk. Sometimes he goes really fast. Most times, that little dog goes very fast. But other times, they want to do their own thing. They're their own independent doggies. It's okay to be late. Okay, and now I have another green. We're using Pablo's today. And we're using Prismas. I got I meant to show you. Look what came today. It came like right before the stream started, right before I started the stream. My Prismas came. She's like, yay, you needed those. Yeah, did you see these red ones? I bought 3 of them because this tends to be a color. The permanent red tends to be a color I used a lot. Luckily, I had a spare one, but it was like halfway there. So I was like, okay. So I got my Prisma colors came in. I was really happy. Oh, and the mail lady came today. So I was hoping my L'Oreal book would come in. That's a book subscription service, so. Oh, that's nice. So this is green. We'll probably be here a long time. And I also have a Mad Libs. If we get more people to join us, we'll do Mad Libs. But if they don't come, they don't come. So we'll just change that up. I also talked about What Fury Begins in the beginning, which is the book I'm currently reading, and I'm loving it. Utterly loving it. And no, I have not gotten my Halloween special yet, so don't ask me about that. And these are my Pablos. So you guys know that I haven't had these in a while. I was actually going to originally use my Lyra Rembrandts, but now I'm kind of glad that I chose not to because I can't find my duplicates for them. I had some duplicates for the Lyra Rembrandts, not too many, but those two have gone up in price. I don't know what it is about everything going up in price now. You know what? I got these at a time when I could afford them. And that's not even everything I needed. Those were like the priorities. Now I'm having a really hard time because I don't know what to get next because the priority is equal on both my Holbein pencils and my Copic markers. So I do not know what the next purchase will be, but I'm thinking probably because my Copics dry up really fast if I don't resupply them, that it's probably going to be some Copic markers and Copic ink refills and brush tips. Believe it or not, my brush tips dry up really fast from the Copics. Right now I have some nibs that are like, I can replace my nibs easily right now. But what happens is I can only replace 3 with the brush tips at a time. So I have to buy like always 2 packs of them. And those get pricey too. It's like I can't even fathom how I'm going to do my art supplies going forward because this has gotten to the point where I'm starting to go into, and Michelle knows this, I'm starting to use sometimes the budget-friendly stuff instead of my more expensive stuff because I can't really, shall I say this, can't really replace my my stuff so easily. Scarlet. Sometimes I just color like this because it's just easier than, now I know some people are like, well, you should not color like that, but I will color how I see fit. I am the boss of my coloring book. You know, this is going to be a lot of greens, oranges. And those were just my immediate Prismas, you know, that I bought. And they were like, usually those would have been a lot cheaper had I not had to have them. But hold on, something came that I have to sign for. Hold on, I have to sign for this guy. Okay, thank you. I was hoping I would get my, what is it called? My Color in Heaven magazine. No such luck. You know, and then I get some comments sometimes from people who say, I don't like the way you colored that. I don't like the way you did this. Well, that's fine. Then you color the way you want to color. There's no skin off my back if you don't color that way. You do what you need to do. I love this. I'm going to say something about autumn. I love autumn coloring. Who doesn't love autumn coloring? We enjoy it. Pablo's are done very differently than other coloring things that I've done before. But they do have one skin tone here that I really like. Like I love the granite rose here. And here's the purple. This is called Pompeian Red. We'll see how this looks. It's been a while since I've used these colors, so. Oh God, why do I not see the ads when I'm streaming, Michelle? It seems like you get a lot of ads. This is like an English red, almost. I love these pencils really deeply. You guys probably do not know this about me, but I am missing one pencil in this set, but I do not know what I'm missing because I don't have a chart. I mean, yeah, there are places where you could download charts. So I had, at the beginning of the year, I had made a whole lot of charts. Sorry guys, I had to do that because I had to drink some things in there. So where is my yellowish brown here? I have a thing here called Jasmine. Oh yeah, this is the Prismas. This is Artichoke. Sometimes I like to do this, especially if I'm doing color roads. See, these are pumpkins, which will be the orange. I'm really happy now that I managed to get those Prismas, but I just can't believe how expensive everything has gotten. I can't even get colored paper or Copic marker paper cheap anymore. This is even when I go to Staples, I can't even get that paper cheap. Yeah, someone says, well, just go into a Blick store and try and get them. But here's the thing, colored paper is either sold through Amazon or their website. And let me tell you something, their website is very expensive for Copic paper, for colored paper. Thank you for that. Mentioning that's why they exist. I know it's not always pleasant because, people go in there and say, well, I don't understand why did they do this. Well, that's what we sign up for when we become YouTubers. So this is Chartreuse, and this is from Prismas. I think of ads as necessary things. Like, some people say, well, they really shouldn't be a thing. But unfortunately, that's what you sign up when you become a YouTuber. That's part of the services that we, other YouTubers understand this. See what happens with this thing? And you guys can see that I emptied this out before we started. These are like some of my favorite things to color during the month. I've already colored a few PDFs. I may actually, the two pictures that I have up there, I may move one out to color something. Hold on, let me show you what I colored actually. I just hope this doesn't go off on me. The last stream, it did not go off on me, thank God. But the thing is, the computer, I think it's been overheated, and that's why it goes off sometimes in the middle of the stream. So these are some of the ones I've done so far this month. So this is a Vampires by Nori art, which I really kind of like the way this one came out. It's a vampire. Yeah. And then I did this one, which is from Deborah Mueller's new book called Hippie Witches. I bought the PDF. Here's the thing, guys. I buy a lot of PDF books because they're just faster for me to do now because I download them. I don't have to wait for them. I can just download them and print the pictures I want to color. This is Beautiful Witch by Digital Pike Coloring. And this is the one that I might put up. This is from Yvonne Dreamwork Coloring. This is from Corey's book, Corey the Vemmers. He's the other one on Dreamwork Coloring. This is called Pumpkin Serenade. I love this one. I might put this one up. This was done with Copic budget-friendly markers, actually. Copic and budget-friendly markers. I have Copic markers, but I also have budget-friendly markers that I got from Amazon. So I like that. So when I'm done with those markers, what I do is I keep the little inserts markers things for them, and then I put my Copics in there. So that's what I do there. How do I know what I need? I make a list on my phone, and then I put the colors I need in there. That's the way that I do that. So that's the way that I color. I don't know about how other people color. I can only color the way that I know how to color. That's what I do. I don't know about others, so. Oh, yes. And here are my Black Widows. I love these pencils so very much, but they changed the way these pencils look. The original pencils look like this. The newer ones look like, where are my new ones? My new ones look like this. They have this on them. So keep that in mind. I just put that. That's just random ones. What is this color? Charcoal green. Okay. These are Black Widows. This comes from the Scorpion set. This is the original Scorpion set. These are like really cheap. You know, I can't find the Finding the Lost Girl pencils again. They have disappeared from my cart or anything. So I got to figure out what they were called on my thing. This is charcoal green. Oh, these are dark ones. And these are my Black Widows. I love these original ones. I'm trying to figure out what colors. Where's my green? Toxic green. I tell you, they come up with some creative colors. These people, toxic green. You know, when my nieces come over, I give them my. I have a what do we call these? These pencil holders, these pencil case. I have a pencil case just for them when they come over. So when they do that, I also have a set of 100 Crayolas that they haven't even touched yet. So, oh, I like that green. You see, that's a bright green. you know, one part is bright, one part is dark, and then you can use this, you know, and this is a good way to use budget friendly. If I had to say what my favorite budget friendly pencils are overall, I'd say the Black Widows. Number one, because they're very affordable, the sets. Number two, they have brilliant, brilliant colors. And you don't spend a lot of money unless you need a lot of them. But, you know, my second favorite budget-friendly pencil would be perhaps maybe the Finding the Lost Girl pencils. I love them, but I cannot find another set like them. I'm waiting for them to come back, hopefully. If they don't, they don't, you know. Here's the thing. I'm going to probably try and buy another set somewhere down the line of them. So now we've gotten the top done, which I think is nice to get the top done. I'm probably going to make these white. All right. So white is easy to get because most sets have white. You can always find a white somewhere. This is called Casper, which is like a white. I guess they called it white, the white Casper, because I think Casper the ghost, whatever, I hear Casper. That's that one. Honeycomb. I think this yellow would contrast nicely here. I think it's always nice to have. See, and this is something that they do very well in the Black Widows, is that they keep a lot of the colors different, and they go, well, this is the way the colors work in ours. I'm thinking this would make a good yellow flower, but I'm not really sure because I want to make these dark brown in the middle. Maybe just do this. Now give them a brighter yellow. When someone asks me, do I ever use my deli pencils again? And I go, yes, I do. I've also come back out and started using like all my sets actually at some time. Sometimes when I do a Kirby picture, I use all my sets sometimes on one Kirby picture. And that's because that's double-sided. Any books particular that you think you would like me to do? I am open to do something in Dark Fairy Tales. But that would take a lot of streams to do it, maybe. That is not a one-stream thing. And I would have to have a lot of days free to do it, too. So keep that in mind if there's something. Maybe I should make a poll on my community page. Right? It does, but you know, I was going to ask you, Michelle, do you think I should create a poll on what people would like me to color? Like I'm thinking maybe something Dark Fairy Tales, Magic Made Real this month, maybe a Clara Makova book. You know, I'm thinking maybe we should do a poll so you guys get a chance to vote on what you think the next No, sometimes I focus on one book way too much. Like I figure like this month, like last month I focused a lot on the Lendo book, the Dream Girl portraits to get that. You guys know I'm at 505 books, so I'm over my limit actually on books at this moment in time. Yes, I am actually. Well, now I'm thinking that this should be. Yeah, and this is with Prismas, Black Widows, and Pablos. You have to think about that. I am not going to do a sky here. I am not. I'm going to leave the sky alone because I think this will have enough colors that the sky will just take away from it. What is this color? It's not a good color. You know who has beautiful greens? And I hate to say this, but they really do have nice greens. Are the Holbeins. True. I do like that Dark Fairy Tales book, so I'm thinking maybe something from the Dark Fairy Tale book. I wish there was a way I could put the pictures down that I'm thinking about doing. I know I saw somebody do this with their books. I'm thinking I might have to bring out the Holbeins because they have such pretty colors. Yeah, I think we're going to have to bring out the Holbeins. I think it's time to bring out the Holbeins. I mean, yeah, I have a lot of colors in here, but those Holbeins just, I'm sorry to say this, by far and away blow everything else out of the way. Someone asked me, what are some pencils I've never used? Mitsubishi I've never used. Although I've heard a lot of people say they're comparative. I have not used those, so. Sorry, guys, I just wanted to bring in that. I think there will be no Mad Libs, but because this picture is going to take me longer to do than I thought it was going to do. We're not even halfway done yet, so. I know what each case is in my room because of what it is. Every case has a different color scheme. Someone asked me what do you do when you run out of colors to do? So I go, well, we can always, I love the greens in this. The greens in this are just so vibrant. They're like my favorite greens. This is called a malachite green. Oh no, didn't mean to make that green. Oh well, some pumpkins are green, you know that, right? True, some can be. I've seen many colors of that. That is malachite green. That's how much I love the greens, and that I went back and got them. Cactus green. These are Holbeins. I know, right? There's just some colors that are really, really vibrant, and they just, and I hate to say this about the Holbeins, but they're so vibrant, the colors in the Holbeins. I love them because they're just really vibrant. They're just like a perfect color. No problem. I honest to God did not think I was gonna need the Holbeins, but greens are like crazy. Someone asked me who's the best greens. Everybody's different. For me, I think the best reds go to Prisma. The best greens go to Holbeins. The best browns go to polychromos. Skin tones go hands down to Prismas and Black Widows. This is my preferences. You know, a lot of it is preference, but that's the way that I view it in my case. Everybody's going to say, well, you shouldn't color like that because that's wrong. But I'm like, is it really wrong to do that? To pick what you like? Like everybody is like that to a degree. This will leave alone. I'm just looking for leaves. And then we'll start doing oranges here. But you see how fall is starting to come in, like, I thought this was going to be a lot harder than this turned out to be. This turning out to be a really nice picture with a lot of colors. So I'm going to make this orange, or at least yellowish orange, and then the big ones will be big in there. Well, some things you can really easily make colors, but I want to show you some of my Prisma, my Holbeins are like this small, some of them. I want to show you my smallest Holbein. That's how small my Holbein is. Some of them. Not all of them, but some of them. This is called Tangerine. Hey, Michelle. I was explaining before on the stream how tiny some of my Holbeins are. And I'll show you what my smallest Holbein looks like. You'll just be like, ah. But even the size of this is how small it is. That's how small some of them are. But I need the markers a little bit. You know, sometimes, I was saying in the beginning, you know, it's fine. Do what you need to do. You can do what you want to do. I don't mind. If you need to do a stream, go ahead, do your stream. I'm not going to force anybody here that doesn't need to do it, you know? What is this called? Marigold, I think it's called. Hold on. Thank you, guys. 5. Oh, wow. We have 5 people. I know you had something, but you know, I'm at 11 o'clock. Where are you anyway? Are you like 3 hours, 4 hours ahead of me? I don't know how many hours Michelle is ahead of me. We are doing Marigold. Okay, so you're at 11. Because I always think of time differently than you do. Nature calls. You have that cute little Yorkie that I like. So this is Marigold, guys. It is the prettiest thing. Hello, the 3 people in the stream. This is a real yellow. I also have my Prisma duplicates, my Pablo duplicates. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate this. The more likes it gets, the more time it gets put on more ads. Well, you know, YouTube likes when we get a lot more likes because then they feature the channel more. The more likes a video has, the more YouTube will feature it. I think it's important that we color what we like. You know, I always like coloring the way most people don't like it. I'm thinking we're going to do a permanent red as the background. I wasn't expecting the stream to go this long, actually. But then, you know, when, you know, people say to me, well, I don't think the Creative Haven books are that good. Some people say they don't even like the Color in Heaven, but here's the thing. These Creative Haven books, what are they called? Creative Haven books are really good. Actually, there's a lot of things in this, you know. Some of these books are more detailed than others. I also said in the beginning of the stream how much I like that the Levenseller book that I'm reading, What Fury Brings. So I'm thinking the second book is going to probably be about her cousin or his brother. It could possibly be both. Orange. Now the pumpkins, the big pumpkins. Where's my orange? PC 918. And now we do the pumpkin. So I'm going to put a poll up probably after this or sometime later today because I got to do laundry, do a load of clothes, clean up, do a lot of things. You know, my mother woke me up really early this morning. Usually I sleep very late in the daytime on the weekend. But my mother woke me up at 7 a.m. this morning. So that probably would have been 10 Michelle's time. But most times I sleep, you know. But I still think of myself as an early riser, so. And remember, guys, I put all the disclaimers down. I put the link in for the thing. The super chats are open too, guys. If you want to donate money, you can do it through my coffee thing. I don't have the Patreon set up. I don't really think I do enough to do a Patreon. So this is what I do to make it look good. And you see how fast the Prismas go when you straight color with them? You know, it took me a long time to learn how to straight color with these pencils. I'm not going to lie. I am a hard presser. I will not lie. There is a learning curve. The people who are really good at coloring with Prismas, the ones that are even better than me, and I've seen people who do just amazing work with them, and I'm always like, I can't do that with my Prismas. Like, how do they do that? Same pencils are used differently. Oh, and last stream, we had someone join us that I wasn't expecting to see. Helen Elliston joined us last time. I was not expecting to see her in the chat, actually, last time. She came in at the end of the chat. If you don't know who Helen Elliston is, she's the one who did that colorist special effects one. That book. I wasn't expecting to. Yeah, she came in at the end of the stream, which I was not expecting that. So sometimes we get guests that come in and unexpected, and I'm like, wait a minute, aren't you the one who did this book? And she goes, yes, I am. I don't think I ever bought the book. If I did, it was probably a long time ago. It probably was one of the books that got lost. I don't know I think I bought one of them, and that book got lost. There was a bunch of things that got lost when we moved here. I'm missing, there were a few coloring books and reading books that I was missing, and one of the book series that went missing from my reading books was the Throne of Glass series. And that had beautiful, I'm talking about the original Throne of Glass covers, the one with the girl in there on the cover. The blonde-haired girl on the cover. So those got lost. And one of my in the Romantasy Club that they're thinking about doing a throwback month for January, where we read something that's a classic that we know. So, this all helps me, guys, when you guys come here and participate in the chat, it really makes a difference. If I was going away again, I'd probably do tomorrow my brother's coming over here to Laguna Woods, So I've been really happy. One of the things that has been bothering me about living here, though, is there's been a big uptick. Like now there are packs of coyotes here. I sometimes see a brother pack here. And they come out like in the weirdest times, too. So it's just weird that they would come now, when there's such a craziness in there. Grass green. These are pretty. This is a pretty color from the thing. I'm doing grass green now. I love coloring these so much. You guys will realize that I love when I can color them in. So we added a fourth pencil. So we did, what did we do? My Pablo's, Prismas, Black Widows, Holbeins. Whenever I have something break, I put it in the repository. What I mean is that little tray in my sharpener, so it doesn't go crazy. I think this took me longer than I would have liked it to have taken me. So when I'm done with this, I'll probably be, what is it called? Laundry day? Oh, I hate laundry day more than anything. But I tell you guys, if you get any Levenseller book, do what Fury brings. It is so good, that book. I'm telling you, I enjoy this so much. Like, here's the thing. Most romantasy, which is romance and fantasy, is going to be enemies to lover trope. So if you're a fan of that, you would like this. Here's the thing. If you don't like enemies to lover, this book is not for you. But the way this is written, it is smart. It is funny. It is everything you expect a good book to be. Like you're like, that's not supposed to happen. I don't mind it. Mom is not here right now. She went to the Magic Castle. There's this thing in California called the Magic Castle. For those who don't know what it is, if you're in California, you know what this is. For those who are not out of, and I'm not talking about the kid one. This is a full-fledged adult one. Okay, so there is a dress code. You have to dress nicely when you go there. They tell you what the dress code is beforehand for the day you're visiting. And you usually have to have someone invite you there. This is full on. It is. My mother paid almost like a little more than $200 to go to this thing today. So they tell you what the dress code is when you go there. So what it is a full day. They give you a full-fledged breakfast, full-fledged lunch when you go there. They give you a magic show. The grounds are absolutely spectacular. You do get a magic show there. I will say the meals are included in your admission. But you do have to dress to the nines. And what I mean is like you fully dress to like formal wear when you go there. You're not, it's not a place where you could wear jeans. Women have to wear You have to wear dresses or something equivalent to what you call dress wear. Or the day that they're doing it, they tell you dress like as a, you know. But if you're going there for dinner and a magic show, then you have to dress in a dress if you're a woman. Men have to dress in tuxedos. You know what I mean? You can't go there in jeans. So, this is supposed to be a full-fledged thing. It is expensive. But my mother decided to do the trip. I told her to do the trip. Don't bother because I'm not going to do it. I don't have $250 to go to this place. I was given the invite too, but I don't have that kind of money to do it. Yeah, I'm working, but I'm only working part-time, so most of my money goes towards my credit cards, paying down my credit card bills. So I knocked out two credit cards this year. So I'm hoping by the end of the year, or maybe by the beginning, I can knock out maybe a third card. And that would leave me 4 credit cards. So right now I'm up to 5. So I'm hoping maybe I can get down to 4 next year. And then after that, 3. And then it will be the big 3 that I will focus on. You know what I mean? But the goal for me is to go into hopefully I don't go into my 60s with a lot of debt. Know what I mean? The idea for me is to get down to only 2 cards. That way I will still have 1 credit card for emergencies, and then, the other one is a backup. The idea is to cause me. And that's what I want to do. I want to go into less debt. But that's what I really want to do, Yeah, I did see some of the newer coloring books, but I just can't afford those books. One of the books I really, really would have loved to have gotten this year was The Marine, but I'm like, I can't afford I can't justify a $67 coloring book. Can any of you justify that to me? There are people who got the book, and I'm like, I'm happy for them, and that's not to say that I don't. I'm happy that there were people who got that book, I saw some of the pictures that are coming out from that book, and they're absolutely stunning. This is Zap Green Light. You were very blessed by a good friend to get those books. I think my last 2 expensive books that I purchased was the last Clara book that came out earlier this year, and the Carolina Kubakowska Imaginary Friends. I had missed that book the first time around, so when she came out with the second edition, I was really happy. Sometimes you miss out on a book, but then the illustrator will do another book. We'll do a second printed. Other than that, Imaginary Friends is the second revised edition. I really like the Imaginary Friends book, so. Wow, we spent an hour and 15 minutes on that. Hold on, guys. I need to put something in it to keep it flat. It's not staying flat, so. That's not going to work. That works slightly. So now we need the red pencil to finish it off. So I don't think we're going to do a Mad Libs because I'm getting a little tired. Part of that, when I get tired, it's not because I don't like to do it. Okay, this is the permanent red. This was one of the colors that I got replaced. So this is really nice. I like these a lot. I want to see, I enjoyed Wednesday season 2 so much. I thought it was great. I know Stranger Things is going to come out soon again, so I'll probably be rewatching that soon enough. So I'll probably be binge watching it again. But I do want to watch Peacemaker, so I'll probably spend today watching season 2 of Peacemaker. Yes, I did see the new Superman movie. It was the way you're supposed to watch is Creature Commandos. I didn't think much of Creature Commandos. I thought Creature Commandos was okay. So, now you could do this with a gel pen. But since we did this all with pencils, it's just easier to keep everything in there. I'm enjoying this. And I want to thank Michelle and the rest of you for coming today so much because I feel blessed that Michelle came to my stream today. I feel blessed that you guys came. So, I see little white gaps. You ever notice when you color, sometimes you see little white gaps? So, we finished a page. Yay! I'm so happy I finished a page. So, no Mad Libs today like I thought. I'm a little tired, and it's now about 11:20. So, we started this about, 10 o'clock? I think, my time. So, I am really ecstatic about this. So I want to thank everybody for coming today. This has been a really wonderful stream. So I hope you all have enjoyed this very much. I know I have. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and stay wonderful. And remember to feel, that we are very fortunate. And I feel very blessed and fortunate in a way that we're all still here. We had a rough couple of years. There was the pandemic, then there was me moving. Sometimes I think my Wi-Fi stinks too. Plus, we're going to get new cable. And so when we get the new cable, they say we're going to also get Paramount Plus with our new cable when it comes into the community. It's probably within the next month or two because they've been laying down the fiber optic cable here in my neighborhood. So when that happens, I can unsubscribe from my Paramount subscription that I currently pay for through Amazon Prime. I do it through my Amazon account, but it gets charged on my Amazon account. So that has to be kept. So I hope you all have enjoyed this very much. I hope you have loved this. So probably next time we'll be doing some Mad Libs. If worse comes to worse, you guys see that I also put in a little sticky that tells me that I have done it. This is how I keep track of the pages. So when I put them in the pile, it keeps everything, somewhat neat for me. So this has become one of my favorite books. This is, I think, going to be a book that I love very, very much. But, when you look at this book, you see this? This is a whip. For me, I just love the images in this. This is one we did last time. I like this cat so much playing with this. I've seen this too. This, I think, was one of the first ones we ever colored in it. This I started and didn't finish. I have a lot of start, stop, finish. And I did get the Autumn Color in Heaven book. This kind of reminds me like a Christmas image, only it's an autumn image, but in the same thing as like in a Christmas theme, but only autumn. I love that there's so many pumpkins in this. Like, even if this wasn't a Creative Haven book, I would still get this, even if it wasn't one, you know? But that's what I like about it. And also the images are perforated, so if you want to take one out, you can do that easily. So you see how it works. So I just think that this book overall is my, would I say this is my favorite Theresa Goodridge book? You know, I don't know. It's one of the ones that I color in a lot. Maybe it's because there's such a vast selection of images to choose from. So that's there too. So I hope you all have loved this stream. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and stay wonderful. Bye, everybody. Have a great, great weekend. Bye.